So here we are in Tweetdeck, and this is a tutorial about creating a Twitter collection in Tweetdeck for that you do from creating a basically you create a collection from a series of tweets that can come from any source actually, but they're very good for Twitter chats because it's a lot easier than creating a moment currently in the current version of Twitter. So, as an example, you probably want the Twitter chat that you have just been featured in or have run or whatever you want to create. Whatever you want to create the Twitter moment from, you want it as a column in its own. So, as I'm kind of doing this to help out creating a moment for her, creating a collection. Unfortunately, moments are better looking, but they are unfortunately really hard to do, and they're nowhere near as quick to create as a Twitter collection. And the thing I like most about Twitter collections is you can actually do them as the Twitter chat is running. So with my indie author chat, I was dragging the items into the collection as the chat was actually running, which is by far the best way to create a collection. But they're also not that hard to do after the event either. The biggest problem is you have to scroll back and you have to find and you have to kind of create the thing the way you want it. So with no further ado, if you've got the column for your source material somewhere, then go to add column, and what you want to do is go to collection, and this has a list of all your collections, and these are mostly collections for my Twitter chat, indie author chat. I would suggest that you come up with some sort of consistent naming standard and not just do the random stuff that I've done. So, let's create one for, making demo Twitter smarter. Ooh, yes, well that's something to know that it's quite a short name. Okay, so making Twitter smarter. And you just do that save, and then it shoves it on the side. So, like with anything in TweetDeck, you can just move this next to wherever the source is that you want. So, you scroll back, and we've been scrolling back. So, well, I mean, I'll show you the general principle. It's actually what I tend to do is look for just the question ones, and then also pull the answers in separately. So let's say we wanted to move this one across. You click this and then you go like that. Now, it's a little bit hard at times to ensure that things are properly organised, but I mean, what you can do is you can go and unfortunately we don't want to be doing this here now. What I can do is we find the original tweet. You can go in here and then drag the responses, and it's quite fiddly at times. If you have to really scroll down and go to this edging and then move, and you wait until you see add here. Sometimes it will miss and it will shove it right at the top, in which case you just want to remove it from the collection by clicking that. So basically, yeah, you can just drag things, and you can put them in any position. So that's the general principle, and they run from, in terms of embedding them, they run from top to bottom. So let's say that was all we were going to do, and if you want to then take this and do something with it, you click on here and you click share, and you can tweet about it, which will just include the link. I'm not entirely sure what view. I think that just takes it to a Twitter view if we open a new tab, and open a new tab, and open a new tab. So yes, I'm not so sure what that did. So yes, well that didn't really. So let's. Normally the one I use is embed collection, and this is if you want to put this into a blog post, and typically what you do is you go copy. Though actually I generally set customization options, and I give it a width, something like 12. It's height, so 200. I just give it a fixed height because it doesn't tend to show properly in the WordPress preview box unless you've given it a height, and then I update to that. And then you copy this code and you will paste this into the blog article. And you can give this to somebody, and they need to go to the HTML part of the blog setting and then paste it in. But that's kind of beyond the scope of this. The alternative, as I say, is to use one of the other options. So this basically, yeah, I mean, this is the link. It creates a tweet with this link, which this timelines is the collection name. If people click on that, it will take them to Twitter and a list of items with that tweet in it. It's not quite as nice looking as a moment, but it's still doable. So what does this actually do natively? Yeah, so it just takes you to a Twitter view of that collection. And yeah, and if you want to get rid of this column, so edit collection, delete. This will delete it. If you want to just get, because usually you want to keep the collection once it's created, but you don't necessarily want to keep it in Tweetdeck. So I'll just remove it, and then you see, yeah, it's just like removing a normal column. So back to my standard ones, and this is actually the collection that I created last week, and I just noticed this top one's in the wrong position. So let's try and move this down. And it's not worked properly. Okay, that's wonderful. It's a little bit finicky. I would generally, sometimes you're best to just start again, delete and move it across from the other side. So yes, that is Twitter Collections.